I was doing my taxes the other day and started to think about the Democratic nominees and their proposed tax plans. The most vocal one being Elizabeth Warren with her wealth tax. For those that do not know, her proposed plan is to tax everyone 2 cents on every dollar after $50 million. The problem with this is it will be a tax on people on their assets, not their actual money. For example, Jeff Bezos is worth an estimated $130 billion, but he doesn't actually have $130 billion in cash. He takes a salary of about $81,000. Of course, he makes more money than just his salary. He makes about $78.5 billion. Yeah, it's a lot of money, nobody's denying that. And I'm sure he pays a substantial amount of taxes on it. It is a far cry from the $130 billion he'd have to pay for the assets that he has. A lot of his wealth comes from his stocks in Amazon. If he is taxed on the proposed value of the stock, how is he going to get the money to pay for it? His only option would be to liquidate a bunch of the stock. Think about what would happen to the company if its main shareholder all of a sudden sold the majority of his stock overnight. The value of the stock would plummet. Now imagine if multiple people had to do this, the economy would be in a tailspin. And what would the other option be to collect the money? The government would have to seize the assets of people. Think about what a dystopian nightmare that would be. The government taking control of the means of production of a country. But it would never get to that point anyways, because all the wealthy people would just leave. Do you honestly think that anybody would stay and allow the government to seize their wealth? Multiple countries have already had wealth taxes, and most have gone away from them, including Iceland, Austria, Denmark, Germany, Finland, Luxembourg, and Sweden. Even Andrew Yang said that it is a failed mission, and we shouldn't be trying to copy what other countries have done and didn't work. But this tax will never happen for several reasons. One, it's unconstitutional. You're not allowed to have a direct tax. The House would roadblock her from even getting it passed. They're not going to pass a large tax like this on people that fund their campaigns. She won't even attempt to actually pass this anyways because of the same reason. It would directly affect the donor class that has lined her pockets while she ran for office. This narrative that she is trying to push right now about her being a grassroots candidate is nonsense. She was whining and dining billionaires for years to pay for her Senate run. She has funneled that money from those races into her presidential run. She's a phony and a fraud. She is just a repacked version of Hillary Clinton. This tax isn't going to actually solve anything. You can't tax a nation in prosperity. You'd be taking assets from people who in a lot of cases started from nothing and built their wealth from the ground up. Jeff Bezos' mom was 16 when she had him. He built Amazon with hard work and initiative. Apple was founded by a couple of guys with no money. They had a dream and strong work ethic. The idea that you're going to tax the most productive members of society and that will level the playing field is just dumb. Taxing them an extreme amount will just get rid of the reward and initiative to try hard. None of this really matters though because she'll never be president. I know there's a bunch of women out there that don't want to hear this and they want her to get elected just because she's a woman. The same reason why they wanted to vote for Hillary Clinton. But the fact of the matter is she won't be president. She's already falling behind and we're getting ready to go into a bunch of Southwest states that I think are going to have a problem with the whole fake Native American ancestry thing. You're talking about a woman who lied about her heritage so she can get ahead in politics and so she can get into college. The optics of making recipes for a racist cookbook called Pow Wow Chow is going to be really bad for her in these states coming up. But this is what we get from the modern Democratic Party. A bunch of millionaires complaining about billionaires. They're completely out of touch with reality. This tax won't make a difference and she is just pandering. But that's about all I have to say for this right now. Until next time, have a great day. This is my thoughts.